I saw you smile in someone's arms. I said good for you, but blinked too hard. You held her close like I once stood. She touched your face like I once would. She made you laugh, I looked away. I knew that sound from better days. She sees the now, but not the past. She gets the ease I held too fast. But I knew him first, his quiet breaks, his morning thoughts, his smallest stakes. I knew the way he looks when wrong. I kept him soft when things went long. She calls him kind, and so he is, but she won't know the things he missed. He tells her half of who he was. I held the rest before it passed. She holds his hand, I held his fear. She holds his name, I held him near. But I knew him first, his late night doubts, his softer voice when lights went out. I knew the cracks beneath his smile. She sees the part I loved a while. I don't want what we had then, but I still know who he was when I knew him first, not best, not right, but held his storm before his light. She gets the calm, I got the fight. He's smiling now, but I knew that night. He walked in like a warning, but I didn't flinch. You smiled like you'd seen me in a life I haven't lived. I asked your name and then forgot to breathe. You said something dumb and it sounded like poetry. I'm scared of fast things, but I still took your hand. Don't know where this is going, but I don't need a plan. I don't know you yet, but I want to. Even if you ruin me the way some people do. This might end messy, but maybe that's fair, 'cause I'd rather crash than not get there. I'm writing down pieces of things you said, memorizing nothing but feeling it instead. You talk in circles and I keep following. Your voice is a maze, but I don't want out of it. I swore I'd be cautious, but I jumped the line. Something about you makes risk feel like mine. I don't know you yet, but I want to. Even if I lose the call, but I want to. If this breaks me, at least I broke for you. We could burn bright or fade too fast, but I'll take the heat if you'll make it last. You said I talk too much and asked me what I think. You said you like the quiet, so I learned not to speak. I wait for your texts like homework, check my phone and put it down. I write long replies and delete them. You say you like when I'm around. I ask what we're doing, you say don't ruin it now. So I laugh and nod like I wasn't falling out. It's always your timing, it's always your rules. I keep forgetting I was someone before you. Why do I feel like I'm wrong, even when I'm kind? You say I'm too sensitive, then ask me why. I keep folding into spaces you never made for me. If this is what love looks like, then I'd rather be free. You say you hate drama, but you always play the lead. I ask you to meet me halfway. You say that's not your speed. I say I'm not okay. You say I'll be fine. You change the subject like I'm wasting your time. I used to mean something, now I'm just your calm. You like how I listen, not how I'm gone. Why do I feel like I'm wrong, even when I try? You say I'm overthinking, then ask me not to cry. I keep folding into spaces you never made for me. If this is what love looks like, then I'd rather be free. Maybe I let you hold the pen too long. Maybe I let go of where I came from. Why do I feel like I'm wrong just for needing more? You say I'm dramatic, but I've been keeping score. I keep folding into spaces you never made for me. If this is what love looks like, then I'd rather be. I used to speak louder, now I only agree. like you used to, but not long enough to mean what it used to. I fixed my hair like that would help. You said hey, I said it back. You asked how's life, I lied with grace. You smiled but not at my face. You looked fine like nothing cracked. I looked okay but wanted back. I was there but felt too small. You stood tall, I curled up. I said I'm good but I still break. You looked fine and I felt fake. You asked about that old cafe. I remembered but turned away. I laughed too quick, you blinked too long, and both of us knew something's gone. You didn't flinch, I held my hand. You moved like we never began. I was there but felt erased. You held still, I lost my place. You looked right through what we were. You looked fine, I looked unsure. You grew past, I stayed the same. You don't ask and I don't blame. You looked fine and that's okay, but I still shake most days. I wish I knew how to pretend. You looked fine, I played the end. You were kind when I wasn't. You stayed calm when I made it something. You held my hand even when I pulled. And now I wonder if that's my fault. I needed space but hated the quiet. You gave me room, I filled it with silence. Maybe it was me who broke the start. Maybe I was tired of trying too hard. You gave enough and I looked away. I let the right thing go wrong anyway. You were good, I just couldn't stay. You never asked for more than real, but I showed up not knowing how to feel. I wanted love, but pushed you off. Said I'm okay, then cried when you stopped. You made it clear, I blurred the line. You held the truth and I took my time. Maybe it was me who changed the air. You were solid, I wasn't fair. You stayed close, but I looked through. I blamed you, but it wasn't true. I think I loved you, but not out loud. I think I wanted what I didn't allow. this down. You say the same, I turn around. You gave the best, I gave you doubt, and now I miss what I shut out. We tried to stay past breaking points, held on tight to fractured joints. I said we're fine with quiet fear, but love can't fix what won't appear. We spoke in sighs, we slept apart. I touched your hand, but missed your heart. Turns out love isn't always enough. Sometimes it breaks, even when it's tough. We gave it all, but lost our way. You're still the one I let me walk away. You smile less, I noticed late. We filled the air, but not our fate. You kissed my head, but not my mind. And we both stayed past the right time. Some loves are loud, ours faded slow. We love too much to truly let go. Turns out love can't hold every fight. We wanted truth, but lied just right. You needed space, I needed peace, and that's how we chose release. I don't hate the way it ends. Some goodbyes still make amends. Turns out love isn't always the key. We locked the door and lost the wheel. But I won't say it was a waste. You were my home, just not my place. You'd love the drama if it wasn't mine. You said I'm not ready for the 8th time. We broke up on a Tuesday night, then kissed again before the lights. My friends all say I should've left, but what's a lesson if not a test? You'd love the drama if it wasn't me. The crying in cars, the late apology. I lost myself in every act, but played it well and took it back. He bought me flowers, then made me cry. Called it passion, I called it a lie. We danced like it meant something more, then argue about who closed the door. They say I'm reckless with how I love, but no one warns you when it's just enough. drama from the outside in, but I live the plot beneath the skin. I forgave too fast, loved too loud, but never once let myself drown. They call it chaos, I call it mine. Not every storm needs to align. You'd love the drama like it's a show, but I was the one who had to grow. So write your lines and say your part. I'll keep the truth and start from heart. I left your coat on the back of a chair. Couldn't bring myself to fold up the care. Your toothbrush still in that second cup. I guess some parts just don't pack up. I said goodbye, it was a plan, but walking away still shook my hands. I hope you smile again, not 'cause of me, but from someone new who lets you breathe. I couldn't fix what I didn't see, but loving you still lives in me. You hated crowds, I love the noise. We danced offbeat, but still had choice. The silence now feels too polite, like we both know, but avoid the fight. You used to laugh just in your sleep. Now I wonder if that dream's still deep. I hope you smile again on an ordinary day, in a cafe corner, in a quiet way. I hope it's soft like morning sun, not something loud, just someone. I won't pretend I'm whole and fine, but healing hurts in borrowed time, and some won't stay, just not as loud. I'll miss you still, but less out loud. I hope you smile again in a room I'll never know, and love again without the weight I showed. I couldn't stay, but I still care, and part of me will always be there. I liked your smile from far away. but never knew what you would say. You told good stories, but kept things vague. I filled the blanks with what I craved. You looked like someone who meant more, but maybe that was just before. I held your words like photographs, but never asked what came to pass. I loved a version you didn't claim. I gave it color, you stayed the same. I said too much, you stayed unread. You were a name inside my head. You answered slow, but smiled just right. I took the pause and made it bright. You let me guess, you played along. I turned you into every song. Me didn't lie, but never showed. I stayed for things you never told. I loved a version you never knew. I built a house you never moved through. I learned your voice, but not your mind. You stayed a blur I made defined. You never promised, but I still kept a place for you you never met. I loved a version I dreamed alone. You were a shape I called my own. You felt so close, but stay made up, and maybe that was close enough. You said it's not personal, then stayed quiet for days. I made room, you filled it with space. You called me strong when I didn't cry. I took the blame, you didn't try. You said you loved me, just not the way I want, but I kept folding, you never got caught. You talked like pain was part of care. I stayed through it, you weren't there. You called it love when it felt like less. You called me too much when I just felt stress. I broke to bend, you stayed so tough, but you called that don't overthink, as if that helped. I learned to flinch before you yelled. I gave soft, you gave cold. I told the truth, you controlled. You said I needed thicker skin, but you were the reason I caved in. You called it love, but I held my breath. You looked away and called it death. I changed for you, you never moved. You called it love, but you never proved. you shouldn't feel like this, but I stayed, so maybe it is. You called it love, like it was true. I called it hurt, but stayed with you. I gave it all. You said be tough. You called it love, but it wasn't enough. Her skin looks like lightning, mine just feels wrong. Her breakfast a painting, mine's cold by dawn. Her laugh fits the caption like it's made to stay. I save it to feel bad, scroll anyway. They say don't compare, but that's all I do. My mirror's a window and I can't look through. I'm scrolling through someone else and losing me again. Every perfect post is a secret I pretend. I crop out my chaos and filter my cries, but the likes don't touch what breaks inside. She's glowing at parties, I'm fading at home. Her face knows angles, mine just looks wrong. I dress up my sadness to fit the grid and call it healing like I know what it is. I shrink my thoughts to a pretty font and chase approval like it's what I want. I'm scrolling through someone else till I forget my name. They tell me I'm doing fine, but I can't explain how the dopamine crashes in silence and screens, and how envy feels like a part of me. If she's not real, then why do I feel like she still wins when I just kneel? I'm scrolling through someone else, but I need to see me not in reflection. But honestly, I wanna post without breaking apart. I wanna like what's behind my heart. I folded the blanket, but left side you used. Not sure if I was saving it, but just scared to move. The lamp still flickers like it always did. Funny how the smallest things still know where you've been. I'm not over you, but I don't want you back. I still cry in the kitchen, but it's not just for that. And I don't know what to do with this space. It's not broken, but it's not okay. I went to the cafe, you hated their tea. Sat by the window where you wouldn't sit with me. They said I looked tired, I said it's just work. But part of me knew it still kinda hurt. I'm not over you, but I'm not falling apart. I stopped writing drafts, I don't plan to start. And I don't know how to name this ache. It's not anger, but it's not fake. There's no last message, no final fight. Just days where I forget, then cry at night. I'm not over you, but I don't need the why. I'm just here, still learning to try. And I don't know how to feel it yet, but maybe this time I'll let it set. You left the key on top of the note. I read it once, didn't quote. I packed your shoes in the wrong box, kept the shirt that matched my thoughts. You said no hard feelings here, but I still shook when you got near. You didn't ask if I was done, so I had to be the one. I'm packing it up, slow but sure. You won't ask, so close the door. This was soft, this was loud, this was love I can't keep around. I wrapped the frame we never filled, left the light you used to build. I took down the list we made. You moved on, but I still stayed. You looked fine, you always do. I kept saying we'll get through. I'm packing it up with no regrets. You won't hold what I still kept. You said thank you, I said same, but in my chest it still had weight. This isn't anger, this isn't fear, it's just the truth I wouldn't hear. I'm packing it up for me this time. No more trying to read your mind. I loved you, you told me you never called her again. But then she liked your picture at 10. I used to think that meant something. Now I just scroll and keep breathing. You were not the first to say those lines. I just heard them for the first time. And maybe that's why they felt like truth, but nothing new was ever you. Your friends call you good at goodbye. They laugh, you smile, and so did I. You said I changed you just a bit, but you've been like this since high school, since it. You were not the first to move this fast, to say forever and not make it last. And maybe that's why I fell so soon, but nothing new was ever you. I thought I'd be the end of your old ways, but you don't end, you pause, then press play. You were not the first to talk like this, to say you're different and mean the script. I wanted new, but now I knew that nothing new was ever you. You never asked, but I still showed. You left your mess, I cleaned the road. You never called, but I still checked. Your name lit up, but never text. Renew the signs, you looked away, but I stayed still, I stayed anyway. I gave you space, you took my light. You held me once, then slept that night. I wasn't what you hoped I'd be, but I still stayed. When you left me, you like control, I bent to fit. I said I'm fine, you smiled at it. You weren't cruel, just never here. I whispered love, you didn't hear. You moved your heart, but not your place. I held my breath, I stayed anyway. I gave you peace, you wanted none. I watched you flinch when I held on. You said it's hard to love like me, but I still stayed when I felt empty. This isn't hate, this isn't shame. It's just a line I won't erase. I gave you more than you could hold, and watched it slip like something old you won't recall. But that's okay, I still loved you. I stayed anyway. Didn't think I'd feel this, but here it is. New shoes, same street, but it doesn't feel as heavy. I laughed without checking if someone noticed. I still remember, but I don't rewind. This feels like a second first time, like starting again, but softer. I'm not rushing, I'm just ready to let the light in again. I said yes to something small, and it opened the whole day. Didn't think I could, but I didn't need proof. Turns out healing isn't loud, it's just waking up and not feelings. Feels like a second first time. No pressure, no plan, just breathing. I'm not overthinking, I'm just okay, and that's more than enough. Hello again to the part of me I missed. You haven't called, but I still check. Like silence might change its mind. I replay the way you look and look when love was something you still wore. You smiled like you didn't mean to, and maybe you ever dark. This is the loudest quiet I've ever had. Your name sits behind everything I say. And I still wait like something might break the silence, but it ever dark. Saw your name with hers on that little blue screen. No surprise, just sting where your lips used to meet. I still pass the coffee place you used to wait just to walk me home. They changed the sign, but the light still feels like ours. Somehow I could say 100 things, but I don't. You look happy, so I won't. You're with someone else now, and I don't ask why. Don't scroll too far, don't read too deep, just let it slide. 'Cause knowing the details won't help me sleep. You're smiling now, so I'll just leave it be. My friends still ask, but I've stopped explaining. It wasn't one thing, just slowly fading. You held my hand like it was borrowed. Maybe it always was. I loved you loud, you left me quiet. But peace is better than another fight. You're with someone else now, and I don't ask why. Don't need to know if she wears your sweater at night. It doesn't matter if you think of me. I loved you once, and now I set you free. I didn't mean to, but I still do. Washed your hoodie, hung it on the chair, left the right side of the bed untouched like a prayer. Everyone says this gets easier, but no one warned me about muscle memory. I still pull your side of the blanket in my sleep, still check the mirror to see if I changed. Since you left, still wait for a message I know won't come, still break, but only when I'm alone. I tell my friends I'm doing better than cry when brushing my teeth, because no one sees. You're gone in action, but not in ache. You left, but your echo stays awake. I still pull your side of the blanket like you're still mine. Still rehearse what I'd say if you called. I'm letting go, but some parts don't listen, and that's where I stay every night. Breathing half as deep. Since you left, we're good at quiet, but I needed more than just staying. You sat next to me, but I never felt held. You smiled, but not at the right moments. I waited for meaning between lines. You never wrote. You loved me like silence was love enough. You said too little, and it meant too much. I filled in every blank with the best version of you. I screamed with kindness, you answered with pause, and I broke, holding back words you should have said. I whispered to match you, but it turned into forgetting myself. I turned soft for someone who didn't turn around. I needed anything but perfect, just a line that meant you saw me. You said too little, but now it's loud. The empty echoes still ring clear. I gave you everything, but you gave it quiet. And maybe that's why I stopped talking. Your coat is gone, but somehow I still wear it in my mind. I changed the lock, moved the bed, cut my hair, stopped writing things I never said. But you still fill the space. places you live, and I tell them I'm okay, but there's air I still hold, like your name. Your air I walk through, not heavy but still real. Your air I breathe in, without thinking, without choosing, still feeling. I laugh now at things you'd hate, but somehow that makes me miss you more. Healing looks like forgetting, but it feels like remembering in slow motion. Your air I walk through, and I wish you were something I could touch, but you pass through me like light, and leave no shadow, only chill, only chill. You said you're still here, but I keep seeing space where your eyes used to land. You make your tea like you don't live here. Every step sounds like a goodbye you won't say. I breathe a little softer now, like even that could push you too far. You smile, but not at me. You ask, but not to know. This house feels like a paper door, and I've been tiptoeing just to keep it closed. You say you're not gone, but I've been missing you in real time. You leave lights on like that means something, but you haven't asked what I've been feeling. You kiss me like a friend would, and I don't know what that makes me now. I've stopped asking, because you answer like I already know, and maybe I do. This house feels like a paper door, and even silence feels like wind. You're still here, but your voice is only echo. Or I passed our street last night. No pause, no second glance. Used to feel like drowning, now it feels like chance. I played our song this morning, and nothing pulled me down. Used to wreck me halfway in, now I just let it sound. It's not forgetting, it's just less loud. It doesn't hurt when someone says your name. It doesn't sting in the middle of the day. I thought the ache would stay longer than you did, but time made space and I let it live. I don't hate, I don't hope, I just know I don't love you anymore. And that's the kind of peace I was made for. I don't check your page, don't wonder where you are. You stopped being my gravity, and I found a softer star. This isn't cold, it's just clear. You stopped mattering, and I'm still here. It doesn't hurt like it used to do. I don't flinch at the thought of you. You were a season and I was the rain we passed through and never came again. I don't hate, I don't hope, I just know I don't love you anymore. And that's the kind of quiet I waited for. I thought about calling, but didn't again. I never told you how quiet it felt when you were right next to me. I laughed at your stories, but kept the sad ones to myself. I thought you'd ask, but you never did. I never told you what hurt, because I knew you'd look away. I smiled to keep the peace, but I cracked in every quiet. And now I wonder if you ever noticed I wore that shirt you liked even when you weren't coming. I walked past your street, slow like it would matter. You didn't leave loudly, but it still felt final. I never told you, but I loved you longer than I should have. You were never cruel, but never kind enough to keep me. And maybe that's why I stopped talking. Some things sound better unsaid. I don't need to check the time. The sky already told me, and I'm not coming back. Our neighbors turn off their lights one by one, like they always do. But I still leave mine on, hoping the glow might pull you home, or at least make the silence feel less personal. You're the last light on my street, the one that used to wait for me. Every night felt like a promise until it didn't. Now every step I take towards sleep is a step away from who I was with you. I passed your friend on Tuesday. She said your name like it still belonged to me, but we both knew you gave it back without asking if I was ready. I still can't find that green shirt, the one you said felt like summer. Maybe you took it, or maybe I lost it, trying to forget. It's not the leaving that hurts the most, it's how quiet the world gets when someone forgets how to love you. So I keep the hallway light on, not the moon. Just so I don't disappear completely. So I keep the hallway light on, not for you, just so I don't disappear completely. You didn't leave, you just got quieter. And I filled every pause like it was a door. I kept the tea warm too long, hoping you'd sit like you used to. You asked about my day, but not how I was doing. And I smiled because you did, not because I meant it. so long. I forgot I was holding it. You asked me why I never said it, and I smiled like that wasn't the most complicated thing. You thought I didn't care enough, but really I just cared too quietly. I thought you knew the way I looked at you meant something, but I never checked if you looked back. I didn't mean to keep it, I just didn't know where it could land without breaking. You waited for a louder love, but I only had this kind. I watched you fall for someone else like it was the only thing you were ever meant to do. I almost told you once, but you were laughing, and I didn't want to ruin it. Some confessions aren't words, they're what you never say. I didn't mean to keep it, but maybe I did, because I like believing there was still time. But now I know quiet love doesn't echo. He texted, "How are you?" And I stared like the question was a trick. How do I answer when the last time you saw me I was whole? Now I'm fine, but fractured, and no, you don't get to know the difference. You don't get to care from far away. Don't ask if I'm okay. You don't want the truth, you want the version where I still smile for you. But this isn't that, and I'm not here the burn, but tonight it feels more like a whisper I've already heard. Your hand in mine feels quiet, not like fire, just a steady light. I don't check for exits now, I just breathe when you're around. It's not wild or fast, but it lasts. So this is love, not the kind that shakes the ground, but the kind that lets me stay. It doesn't scream, but it holds, and that's more than words could say. I didn't think I'd feel this way, but I do, and I'm not afraid. We don't talk through every fear, but you know when to just be near. I don't need to hide the ache, you don't need to fix or take. I thought I'd never say it first, but maybe this time it won't hurt. So this is love, not perfect but real enough. No fireworks, just steady flame, and it's still worth the name. I didn't know until today, but I do, and I'll stay. I still walk where we used to argue. You hate it when I talk through movies. I hated how you never cried, but we fit like wrong answers in the same test. Still felt right. My friends keep telling me I'm freer now, but they